Hello, this is Professor White. Today we will talk about parabolas. In the quadratic equation section of these videos, I did cover parabola. Now I'm covering it again. So we're not going too deep. We're not calculating the focus and things like that, but we're calculating the vertex in intermediate algebra level and line of symmetry and those things. So let's go over it. You can have a parabola in two different forms. Y equals something with x in it. X equals something with y in it. If you have y equals like that in this formula, the parabola is going to either do this or do that. All right, in the Cartesian system. It will do this when the a is positive. It will do that when a is negative. And that can be any place on the Cartesian coordinate system. The vertex is this point, and the coordinates of that is going to be h and k. And then when you have something like this, the line of symmetry is going to be this. It's going to be this. And what is that going to be? And that's going to be x equals h, because that's where your vertex is. So this point is h comma k. And when I pass this over, this line is going to have x equals h kind of formula. All right, so that is the parabola opening up or down. If you have x equals, your parabola is going to either open this way or that way. It's going to do this when a is positive. It's going to do that when a is negative. Again, your vertex is here, and it has the coordinates of h, k. So this one is h comma k. Now, when we talk about axis of symmetry, it's going to be like this. And we're talking about y now. What was y? It's going to be y equals k. Here it was x equals h. All right? Now that we know all this, so how do we do some examples? Putting parabolas in standard form and finding the vertex. If somebody gives you x equals this, you know it's a parabola. X is not squared and y is squared. And I want to put it in this form that I already had. So where am I going with this? I want to put it in this form at the end. I want to have x equals a y minus k squared plus h. If I can put it in that form, doing all this work, I know the vertex is going to be h comma k. So that's where I'm going with this. But here, what do I do? So you're going to look at the terms that has y in them. And you are going to factor out the coefficient in front of y squared. 2 y squared plus 6y. I will leave a little space, plus 13. All right? Now, look how this works. If I need to put something in here, so what is that going to be? Complete the squares. You take 6, you divide by 2, then you take that 3 and square it. So it's going to be 9. I need the 9 here to make this a perfect square. But I cannot just put 9 in here. If I put something in, I have to take it out. But when I put 9 in here, I didn't really put 9. Look, I put 18. You have 2 and 9 here. 2 times 9, that's 18. So since this was plus, I'm going to take it away, minus. Do you see what I did? All right. Let's look at that. So you have this situation, 2 y squared plus 6y plus 9. 13 minus 18 minus 5. Now I write this part as a perfect square. Y plus 3 squared minus 5. Look, oh, this is in this form. So this is a parabola. It's opening this way. All right? And then it is at, the vertex is going to be at this number, -5, Now, look at this. It's y plus 3. We are going to do another trick. Y plus 3 is simply y minus 3. Why did I do that? Because in the formula I have a negative, so I need to have a negative here. So my vertex is going to be negative 3. Does it make sense? Now, remember that if I have a positive, this ends up negative. If I have a negative, this ends up positive. All right? It's going to be reversed. So I got the vertex, and that's all it was asking me. Now, let's find the vertex without manipulating and using the order of operations. Let's say I have the same thing. X equals that formula. Now, what I need to do, you are going to go and find the y-coordinate when it's equal to x equals. So y is going to be negative b over 2a. What the heck is a and b? This number in front of y squared is a. This number instead of y is b. And this number by itself is c. So I put down negative b over 2a. Negative b is negative 12 over 2 times a. That's negative 12 over 4. That is negative 3. That is the y-coordinate of my vertex. Y-coordinate of vertex. Now, how do I find the x-coordinate? You're going to take negative 3, put it in the formula. X equals 2. When you have a negative, make sure you put the substitution in parentheses. Plus 12 in parentheses. Plus 13. A little manipulation. Negative 3 squared is 9. This 12 times negative 3 is 2 times 9. 12 times negative 3 is negative 36 plus 13. So I have 18 minus 36 plus 13. And that is going to give me 18 plus 13 minus 36. That's going to give me negative 5. All right, where's my vertex? My vertex is at negative 5, comma, negative 3. That's the same answer as we got before, but the procedure is different. All right, let's go to the original one in the standard form and find the x-intercept. What does x-intercept means? X-intercept means always when y is 0. Why is that? X-intercept, where it cuts the x-axis. And what happens when it cuts the x-axis? It cuts the x-axis where y is 0. Okay, this point is going to have an x, but y is going to be 0, nevertheless. All right, so to get that, I just put 0 for y. X equals 2. 0 plus 3 squared minus 5. So that's going to give me 9 times 2, 18, minus 5, 13. X-intercept, this point is 13, comma 0. All right? Now, let's go do something else. Find x-intercept of a sidewise parabola. All right? How do I get the x-intercept in this case? Again, you have to set y equals 0. This one is a little easier when it's in this form. When you put 0 in there, look what you're going to get. 2 times 0 squared plus 12 times 0 plus 13. This goes, and you have 13. What's my x-intercept? It's going to be 13, comma 0. Same result, but a different way. Now what happens if somebody asks me, what's the y-intercept of a sidewise parabola? What does that mean? Yeah, if this is something like that, it cuts it here. That's easy to do, set y to 0. But when it cuts the y-axis, that's when x is 0. But when I put 0 in here, look what I get. I get a quadratic equation. Well, to solve that, I need to write down my ABCs. A is 2, B is 12, C is 13. Then I need to write down the discriminant, b squared minus 4ac, which is 13 squared minus 4 times 2 times 13. When I do that, I get 40. All right, let's go put it in the formula. So that's going to give me y equals negative b plus minus rad, I'm using quadratic equation, b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So let's go put those numbers down. Okay, b is negative 13 plus minus rad. B squared minus 4ac, I already did that, 40 over 2a, 2 times 2. All right, now let's look at this. What is the 40? 40 is 4 times 10. 10 is not, you cannot do anything about it. So let's write this. You have negative, oh my goodness, I just made a mistake in here. It's 12 here, not 13. This is 12. Okay, let's go do that. B squared is 12 squared minus 4ac. That gives me 40. That part is correct. But here I have not negative 13, but negative 12. All right. All right, so let me rewrite that. Negative 12 plus or minus. So I have 4 times 10 divided by 4. 12 divided by 4, that's negative 3, plus minus. I'll have this 4 come out, and when the 4 comes out, it comes out as 2. And it will cancel out with the 4. So you're going to have rad 10 divided by 2. So you have 2 answers. You can go and find it with your calculator. Make sure that you correct this 12 in there because I have 12. I just put 13 by accident. So you have 2 y-intercepts and you got them using the quadratic formula. All right, if I do it this way, how does that work out? Y-intercept, that means I need to set this to 0. So I have it in the standard form. And I need to solve this equation. So same problem, different way. So add 5 on both sides. So you have 5 equals 2, y plus 3 squared. Now divide both sides by 2. Okay, and you're going to have y plus 3 squared equals 5 over 2. All right? And what you're going to do, you're going to now go and take square root of both sides. You're going to get absolute value of y plus 3 on the left. And you have square root of 5 over 2 on the right. Now let's manipulate this a little bit. I want to rationalize the denominator. Usually that's done. So let's go and multiply top and bottom by rad 2. What that will do is you're going to end up with 2 times 5, 10 on top. And you have rad 2 times rad 2 at the bottom, which is 2. All right. Now let's remove the absolute value. You're going to have plus minus y plus 3 equals rad 10 over 2. We're almost done. Now move that plus minus on the other side. You have y plus 3 plus minus rad 10 over 2. Now move that 3 on the other side. And we are almost there. You have y equals negative 3 plus minus rad 10 over 2. Same problem, done differently. All right? Now look at how this is done. All right. Line of symmetry. Remember, it doesn't matter how you did it, but we did this problem, same problem, two different ways. And for the vertex, I got -5, -3. And when I did this problem, I also got -5, -3 for the vertex. So it didn't matter how I got my vertex. All right? And the line of symmetry, since this is opening sideways like that, the line of symmetry is going to be like that. So that means it's going to be line of symmetry, y equals -3, the y coordinate of your vertex. All right. So if I were to draw this parabola, I'm going to have my vertex as -5 and -3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and -3 right here. And what did I get in terms of, for the y-intercepts, I got -3, this number. I have to plug it into my calculator. And for the x-intercept, that was 13, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it is kind of skinny. Something like that. Do you see it? All right. So my parabola is going to look some like this. And these 2 points are going to be this. And this one is going to be 13, 0. You can actually go and draw this sidewise parabola in scale. Now, let's do a problem where I have y equals. I'm going to do the same thing, finding the vertex, completing the squares. What are the steps? Take the 2 out. Leave some space, -6. Then I complete the square inside the parentheses. What am I missing? Half of 2 is 1. 1 square is 1 plus 1. But I cannot just put 1 in there. What I need to do is multiply this by 1. That's 2. So I put in 2. So I need to take out 2. Rewrite. Y equals 2. X squared plus 2x plus 1. -6, -2, -8. Now I'm going to rewrite it to, this is a perfect square of x plus 1. And this one is -8. Well, guess what? I put it in the standard form. Y equals a x minus h squared plus k. And I know hk is my vertex. So let's look at it. H is +1. Remember, like before, if it's positive, you write negative. So my h is -1. What's the k? You don't reverse the signs for the k. K is here. That's -8. So where's my vertex? Vertex is at -1, -8. Does it make sense? All right. Let's do the same problem without manipulation. -b/2a is the x-coordinate of my vertex. So a is 2, b is 4, c is -6. Then I put x equals -b/2a. b is 4. 2a is 2 times 2. 4 divided by 4, 1. So you have -1. Okay. How do I get, this is the x-coordinate of the vertex. Now, how do I get the y-coordinate? I have to take that -1, put it in here. Y equals 2, -1 squared, plus 4 times -1, -6. This is 2, -4, -6. That's going to give me 6 plus 4, 10. All right, that's going to give me -8. So where's my vertex? This is my y-coordinate of the vertex. So it's going to be -1, -8. Is it the same answer I got before? Wow, it's the same answer, just done differently. Okay, how do I find the y-intercept of an up and down parabola? Y-intercept, all you have to remember, y-intercept is when x is 0. Put 0 in there. Y equals 0, 0. You have negative 6. And I had x equals 0. What is the y-intercept? It's 0, negative 6. Very quick. Y-intercept of an up and down parabola, if it is in this form, it doesn't matter, put 0 for x. That's going to give me 2. 0 plus 1 squared minus 8. That one is 2 times 1. That's 2 minus 8, negative 6. Is that what I got before? Wow, look at that. So it is 0, comma, negative 6. Same answer. So I'm doing this in a bunch of different ways. How about x-intercepts? X-intercept means y is 0. Put it in there. 2x squared plus 4x minus 6. Now, I'm going to factor the 2 out. X squared plus 2x minus 3. All right. Well, this one, I can use the quadratic formula, but guess what? This is factorable. What is that? That is 3 times negative 1. I'm using product sum, and if you don't remember factoring, go back to factoring trinomials. That's in the videos. 3 minus 1, that's 2. When I factor it out, I get x plus 3, x minus 1. All right, what does that mean? X equals negative 3, x equals 1 are the x-intercepts in order pair form negative 3, comma 0, 1, comma 0. All right. If I'm asked to do x-intercept in this form, how do I do that? So I do the same thing. X-intercept, y0, 0 equals 2. X plus 1 squared minus 8. Move 8 on the other side. You have this. 8 equals 2. X plus 1 squared. Let's divide both sides by 2. You have 4. X plus 1 squared. Now let's take square root of both sides. Don't forget the absolute value. And square root of 4 is 2. Let's remove absolute value. When I do that, I get plus minus. Now let's move plus minus on the left. That means I have two parts. X plus 1 equals 2. That will give me x of 1. X plus 1 equals negative 2. That will give me x equals negative 3. Is that the same thing I got before? Wow. So x-intercepts negative 3, 0, and 1, 0. All right. Let's look at line of symmetry. Line of symmetry, what did I say? I need to go back to vertex. My vertex was, in this form, it was negative 1, negative 8. And in this form, I also got negative 1, negative 8. So if you put everything together, so let's write it. I'm looking for a parabola. Vertex at negative 1, negative 8. And I'm putting it together. The x-intercepts of negative 3, 0, and 1, 0. Y-intercept of negative 6. Let's look at what this looks like. Vertex negative 1, negative 8. Negative 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here it is. All right, it's going to open up. X-intercepts -3 and +1. Y-intercept is -6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it has to go through here. It has to go through here. Okay, what is my line of symmetry? And what was that? It goes through the vertex, and it is at -1. And since it's a vertical line of symmetry is x equals -1. So I did a lot of different ways. The two types of problems, parabolas opening up and down, or parabolas opening sideways. Just practice this, and then you'll be able to do any problems using the procedures I showed you.